This is the back door. Finish is scuffed up and such. I'm not going to strip it. There's a big ding over here too. I just want to leave the character marks and such with it. Removed all the hardware. What I'm going to use, a little bit of this Howard's Restore Finish. The idea is to put it on with some steel wool, go over it pretty good, and then wipe it off with a cloth. So let's just see what this does. Let me show you here what it looks like now. Now we'll go ahead. We'll do the Restore Finish. It is colder than a witch's tit out here, I don't mind telling you. Indiana, we've had ourselves a little blizzard over the last week. Mackenzie and her friend are playing out in the snow. And I've got the door open because I don't mind telling you, this has petroleum distillates. It will put you on cloud 9. And for somebody who likes to smell like gasoline or whatever, it's kind of heavenly, but too much of a good thing is a bad thing, if you know what I mean. So, grab ourselves, this is quadruple aught steel wool, 4 zeros. Supposed to pour a little bit into the rag, or steel wool, or rag if you decide to use a rag. You don't put it directly onto the product. It has a little bit of stain in it. I'm going to go on ahead and start working it in. And already I see the richness of the original finish coming out. Just rub it in real good. Whew! This stuff could knock you over. What I'm trying to do, whatever scratches are in here, dings, damage, hoping the stain and the Restore Finish will remove that, and also even out the tone and get some of these big scratches out. Leave myself with a nice finish, nice complete finish. And you're supposed to go with the grain, of course, never against. I'm doing the edge here. Goes in pretty good. So now, I'm going to wipe off the excess. Oh wow. Already I see a remarkable improvement. It looks very, very nice. Alright. I don't know if this is going to show up on camera or not, but from real life sight, this looks a hell of a lot better than what it did. So you're supposed to let this dry for about 30 minutes and then put on the feeding wax, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over the edges here. Okay. Lightly swab the inside. I didn't want to do any more damage to this decal, and it's already there. All this basically tells you is if you use it as a portable, you put portable batteries in it, and that there's a antenna box that'll allow you to use bigger batteries. That's all that thing is. So I'm going to put this over to the side, and now I'm going to go get the big box. Alright, the carcass. And you can see it's dried out, looks terrible on top, and the sides and such. So, we're going to go over this, and I'll show you what the end results are after I'm done. minute here. Alright. A little bit better. Not great, a little bit better. Feed and wax will probably help a little bit as well. In just a minute, we'll do the bottom. Alright. Polish up those metal feet. Whatever dirt's on them. Tickling. Alright. That looks better. Yeah, let's rub this off. Oh, much better. There are a bunch of scratches and such, almost like crayon marks, and well, the Restore finish, along with the steel wool, have removed them. There's the results. Alright. I've applied feed and wax to the top here. I still got to let it sit for about 20 minutes. Look at the glow that thing's coming off this now. Didn't have near as much glow, but of course it's just wax. Did a little bit of the front too, so I got to wait for about 20 minutes and then buff it out. And I've only applied it here, here, and a little bit here to the front, and I'll just go over it again. The other thing I'm going to do is I got to get some here we go, some wood glue, and I'm gonna go in here and I'm going to take this playing card here, which kind of has me laughing. It says 1990 calendar on it. I'm gonna go in here and apply some glue, and I'm gonna stick it in here and get a nice good thing of glue going, and then I'm gonna get that pushed into the cabinet, get that ready to go. And then after that I can polish out the rest of this cabinet. And I'm still waiting on that. In fact, let me show you what I've got. And if anybody has any ideas, I think I've got an idea, but I'm not sure if it's going to work. Here is that latch. It's on this piece. See, there's the hole where the screw would go into. This would be like where the front cover goes, and this would be rubbing up against the side. You see it's attached to this, the two nails. Over here where you see this little circle, there's a little nub. It probably extended out to the end of where my finger's at, and then that would go into the latch. Well, I've got to extend this. I'm thinking maybe putting another piece of, I think this is brass, putting a little piece of brass behind here, maybe a screw top, a screw head, which would reproduce the nub, and then in turn goes in there. Or if anybody's got a junk set, I could certainly need one of these that's in complete condition. So, in any event, I'm gonna use my glue, use the card here, and work on that, and then in about another 15-20 minutes I'm going to pull out another rag, buff this out, and we'll see what this looks like. Alright, here's the results of the feed and wax. I think it looks pretty good. All the same. Now, I've got this glued down. I took an idea that, oh, I can't think of his name, Joe or Nan, I think is what his name was. Used a piece of plastic. He just did this recently on a farm radio, and he put glue on it and then shoved it into the crack and then put that in. I used a playing card. I think if I mentioned that and just put some glue on it, slathered it in, worked out just beautifully. So I've got a couple of my ratchet bits and a couple of these holding it in place, so we're going to let that dry. All of this except for this bottom side, this side, have been feed and waxed. I think the finish looks pretty good. And now you can definitely see the little holes for each one of the number 6 cells. That's what it'll look like. Now, of course, it's not going to be this cover because it's from 1923. The real battery's from 1926. But it really worked a treat on this set. I even got the back over here. It's got a very nice color to it. I'm very happy with it. So here before long, I'm going ahead and put the mounting hardware back on this beastie, and I'll be able to twiddle it around a little bit and maybe even just be able to put the back on. In fact, I redid the back as well. Look at that shine it's got on it. Now, of course, there's that one big ding. I don't know if I did that or it was part of it. It's not as noticeable. Now, it is, yes, by way of the physical damage, but color-wise, it looks a lot better than it did. And also here on the back. So I'm really impressed with this stuff. It's going to be a bit before everything's all finished with reassembly, but I'm very happy with the results.